Hello. What?
My ham hocks.
Mouse and wings and a 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 mouse and wings
That's what I'll make up.
Fix up. I like it. Mousy. Okay. Ready? Hello.
Hello.
That's your line. Welcome to Mouse and Weens. I'm Mouse. I'm Joelle. I'm the mom one down in San Diego.
I'm Weens. I'm Julianne, and I'm now in San Diego with my sister. This is great.
I know. So Weens has been here escaping
For so long.
LA, escaping the fire.
It started with the fire, which, was probably somewhere around the 10th of last month.
I love it. I know.
Now it is, that was September, maybe. I remember looking at my emails, and yeah, it was probably the 10th. So now we're at October 4th, 5th, 6th.
I love it. Like going on a month almost.
That's crazy.
It's great. I love it. No, it makes me so happy because it's like having a second mom in the house, having another fun energy, and the kids freaking love you. And it just makes our family so much more rich when you're here. But yeah, it's been chaos though, because we're all still just kind of quarantining. And we were also dealing with... there's been riots, there's been protests, the freeway was just shut down.
The Armenian protesting.
Yeah.
I live right by Glendale, so.
It's right there. The 101 shut down on both sides last night, but
2 nights ago.
Oh, 2 nights ago. She's feeling the itch to maybe get back home and check on the house and the whole thing. So,
do you feel okay about that?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to miss you. And we had big plans. We have all of our Halloween movies written up on the whiteboard we're going to watch with the kids and all these plans. And so, sorry. I'm really close to you. I'm sorry. Do you smell my cheese balls?
I'm not smelling blowing out when you blow at me.
Okay. Good thing we're family.
Cheese balls.
Cheese balls. But before you went, I wanted to be sure and record because I feel like now you have a really good perspective on a day in the life of us, of being a family of 5. Mm-hmm. And I want you to tell me.
I don't know why you want me to do this.
I know. I just think it would be a good experiment to have you be really candid, and you can be like Super Nanny, which was a show, if you guys don't know, with this lady named Jo from England. And she would come kind of observe a family for a while, and then she would offer advice on how to fix. And it was usually around kids. It was usually around parenting. So I wrote down 5 areas that I want you to comment on. And if you could Freaky Friday and switch places with me, what kind of things would you do differently?
This is crazy because I don't like to tell anybody what to do.
But I'm asking for it. When someone is hiring you for advice and says, help me fix my life. And I know there's certain things that I can do differently. I know it. But I guess I want verification that these are important things I should work on. And then...
My chair was just squeaking. Is that okay?
I know. I have one too.
I can't cut it out now because we're not on separate mics.
I know. It's okay. We have squeaky chairs. But anyway, yeah, it's stuff I know that I should fix, and I probably will recognize the same
Well, now
things.
you have this video on.
Yeah, so...
My gams are touching because now we're on the stool and we're in an awkward position. I'm sorry, did I just cut you off?
No, I mean...
But now she put the video on because you're now into the video land of this podcast. So, by the way, this will be on video somewhere.
Yeah, we're going to
But now we can't just dick around like we used to when nobody was watching. Now my gams are squished together on the stool.
They're
gams
fun.
are legs, by the way, folks. If you haven't used that term in a while, that's legs.
Yes, this is the COVID...
Mine are hams.
COVID chub rub area for us lately. We've been jogging. We just started getting into it, and now you're leaving. No guilt, not guilting you, but we had a really good workout situation we were going to start. She just put a towel over her lap so she doesn't have to look at her own gams.
Well, someone else is going to have to look at this too. Anyway, I mean, it's not a big deal. Everyone should be proud of their gams.
Yeah, we all got them.
Nobody needs to see them squishing together the whole time.
Yeah, it's distracting.
Except for a small fee or for the Patreon guests. You can see those hams touch. $5 a month, everybody.
Touching hams.
Pressed hams, in fact. That's a bottom.
I know. This was our dad used to, when we were young, play pranks on his brothers and sisters, and we would be driving on the freeway, going places, or just on the side roads.
And we had a minivan, and he would yell, "Pressed ham, kids, pressed ham."
And he would zoom up next to one of his brothers or sisters, and as a prank, we would pull down our pants in the backseat of the car and push our little butts up against the window and drive up next to him, and he'd honk, and all they would see was his little rear end squashed against the glass.
It sounds like child abuse now when you say it like
weird.
that, but back then I think it was just funny. And he would do it too, so it wasn't always just us. Yeah, that sounds weird.
I know.
But it was funny. I think we thought it was funny.
Yeah, we thought it was great. Yeah.
So that was the time of pressed hams. And you know what?
Pressed hams in the 70s.
We accept them and appreciate them.
And 80s.
Yeah. Anyway.
There you go. Little sidebar. All right, so speaking of pressed hams.
Yes.
First
I
area.
would not serve ham anymore in your household.
I know. I want to talk about nutrition and food. So you've lived with us for almost a month. What do you see? What can we change? What should we do?
Thank you, by the way, for accepting me. I do like being a part of the family.
Yay, of course.
Really
no,
nice.
it really is a positive. Like, Dave loves you. I love you. We had Mom here for a while.
I love you too.
It's great. The kids love you.
It's a family house.
Yeah, part of the family.
Well, their house is huge, by the way, so I could hide back here and nobody would notice for like a month.
You've got your own suite. It's all good. She's in the recording studio / guest room right now. So,
all right. So nutrition and food.
Yeah.
I don't like doing this but you ask for it.
Yeah.
So I will be as honest as I can.
Do.
Well, I have started making you the green smoothies in the morning. I think that young tots don't like vegetables as much as adults do. So then there's a tendency to eat the pizzas and the bagel bites, and everybody likes the easy to heat up foods.
Yeah.
Which I'm like that too, though. So I'm a hypocrite. But
it's okay. Just let it all out. I know we're all kind of hypocrites and this can't be perfect, but if we could make this the perfect advice. Yeah. Okay. So the green smoothies. Now, did you get the boys to drink them? Because I know Charlotte would drink them, but the boys wouldn't.
Charlotte's the cutest. She wants to be like the big girls, and I think she was toughing it out, though. I don't think she actually liked them.
Yeah.
But I think that's good for you, too, to start your day that way so you have very good vitamins.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would continue that after I leave.
Will you give us the recipe for
Yes,
your
I will.
green smoothies? These are really good, folks. She's been
Right
doing
now?
You got inspired by something you read somewhere?
No, but I have
You
been
made
just
it
doing
up
it
your own.
because I am doing the vegetarian life. And then you don't have a lot of iron often. I think I came up short in the blood drive. So you have to make sure. So I put lots of spinach.
Okay, how
Almost
much?
a whole thing of spinach, and you can use mixed greens, or they have a lot of those power greens at the store.
Okay, so if I was
A whole
making
blender.
Okay, so we're doing it for the whole family. How much does a blender make?
For 3 people, 3 adults.
Okay.
Okay, I would put in a quarter of the blender, and I would use almond milk. It's my favorite.
Okay.
You can use unsweetened or vanilla is my favorite. And then you put in the rest, like 3 big handfuls or 2 big handfuls of spinach. So it almost goes all the way to the top. But folks, you can squish it down. And you squish it down with 1 banana each adult. So if
3 bananas, 1 banana
I would.
per. Okay.
And if you have no bananas, do you guys remember that?
I knew
God.
she couldn't resist.
Hams and gams and bananas. But look at this. It's so dumb.
I love it.
Yeah, you could put 2 bananas in and make sure that they're little spotted bananas so they're nice and sweet.
Oh,
That's the trick.
Really?
You don't want to have greens. You want them a little spotty, little sweet.
Okay.
And then you can put in a handful of strawberries, let's say, maybe 5 or 6.
All of these are fresh or frozen?
Fresh is good.
Fresh.
Frozen's fine too if you want to add a little cool to your smoothie.
Okay.
You can put in some pineapple, some blueberries.
Like a handful, you said.
Yes.
Okay.
I like to put in the hemp seeds from those give you the omegas.
This is the protein part of it or no?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, they're nuts. So we all like nuts.
Wait, hemp seeds are nuts. I thought it was hemp.
Well, no, there's
seeds.
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 Yeah,
okay, seeds and nuts, yeah.
I'm sorry. I should say it gives it a nutty taste, and it's also mostly omegas is the thing. So
Now, how much of that do you add?
I don't like as much. You guys like it more, so I don't know. Just like 4 tablespoons.
Oh, not much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we buy ours in a big bag from Costco. So,
So that's it. Throw in your berries. I like to do a little frozen stuff so it makes it cold so you're not drinking like room
Right.
temperature.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
freeze
it
some
was
of your
so
fruits.
good.
You can always freeze your bananas if they're getting too spotty and starting to get too ripe.
And you told me I could even freeze, if we buy a big thing of spinach, you can freeze your spinach too.
Yes.
I never thought to do that. And I hate
it's
when it
getting
gets
rotten.
slimy.
Yeah, stick it in a
Nobody
bag.
likes that. Okay, good. All right. So
There you go, folks.
For
But what I did see, and you could put some apple in there for fiber.
Oh, yeah.
Might help your colon. And half an apple. I wouldn't go too much because then it gets that gritty, yucky. Okay? This is fascinating.
It is. I like
Really?
it. Do you ever do ice?
No,
Okay.
just do your couple frozen vegetables for cool.
Okay. Green smoothies.
Got it.
And then you said it makes your hair good and your nails strong, and it's all good things, right? Energy.
Well, think about it. What is all in there? We're really close together right now. I
Yes.
feel like we're going to kiss.
Hi.
It's weird. Because we're also like looking at each other like,
I know. All right. I'll look
yeah.
at the camera more. Hello.
Did that make you nervous and uncomfortable?
Well, yeah. It was such glossy lips. Oh.
I put on stuff because I
strange.
didn't know this camera was going to be on.
Yeah, here we are. Right. So we're getting lots of iron, calcium.
Oh, I forgot. See, this is filming, so you can look
Vitamin
at it,
B.
look back, look at it, engage.
Right. I know. We're just
disengage,
really staring at each
engage.
other.
And so, yeah, that's that, guys. And everybody. Oh, I saw Reese Witherspoon doing a similar shake. Now, she put lemon in. I do not like that idea. I say sweet.
Okay.
Start your day with a little pep.
All right. Good. And now with the boys, to get them to drink it, I might.
I mean, it's not all about this, but
Yeah.
sorry.
I was going to say, maybe I'll try adding chocolate and put it in an opaque cup with a straw where they can't see what color it is. Do you think that would work?
Sure.
I don't
Could
know.
do chocolate peanut butter. Sometimes I'll put sunflower peanut butter in for a little extra fun. If you're in the mood for more protein. And nuts. Sorry, you can always throw nuts in.
Okay.
You guys have a lack of nuts.
You know, you wouldn't think so in a house full of boys, but you're right. We do. I gave you that big bag of almonds, and they go bad. Nobody likes them. Nobody eats them.
Okay, well, I'll take them.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So
right.
take that, and you will feel energetic. I was less energetic in my life until these green smoothies.
Yay.
It feels like you get all your vitamins in the morning, just like your workout. So, okay, what I see about the nutrition is, I mean,
Lay it on me. I want to know.
I know, but
I'm not
I'm
gonna get
telling you,
offended.
this is not my wheelhouse because part of me thinks, yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to force them to eat great meals morning, noon, and night? You would have to prepare them and force them and take away everything else.
Yeah. That would be the overhaul, right? I stopped buying junk food. I stopped buying quick snacky things.
Yeah.
And I just go get Whole Foods, everything.
But this is where
And
I can't.
cook all the time.
I mean, you want me to be this person. I would do an overhaul from the ground up of this doesn't matter as much to me as getting people on a more emotional connected page.
The social, emotional stuff. Okay.
And then once that happens, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, because, right, if I'm going to take away all these snacks. No, then it creates this whole.
Yeah, then they're mad at you, and then they're going to sneak things, and then they don't respect you, and then you're the jerk, and then...
Yeah.
So...
Okay, so the order in which we do this overhaul, not saying that I will necessarily, but I do want to fix some stuff because I know it's broken. Social, emotional, let's go there. What would you change if we Freaky Friday'd?
Yes.
How would you do things differently than we do in our house?
So I might take the kids out more for things where you leave all the screens in the car and you go for a hike, something where they can have nothing.
Right.
And then you make it long enough to where they get burned out from, it's not just a 20-minute thing from the car to the thing to the back in the car, that they have to, I would do it like once a week or something where
A big, heavy
like
duty
a
hike.
4-hour thing where people get burned out enough and then they start talking about deeper things possibly.
Because
Or-
what we do is we just kind of pop out, go to dinner, pop back in, go back home, and it's kind of surfacey. Is that what you're saying? More quality time
Yeah,
away from home.
without screens.
Yeah, no
Where
screens.
everyone's forced to talk and then they get out their piss and vinegars in the beginning and then you start asking like, so what's really going on at school? And then what, do you have anybody that you're talking to? And name a couple friends. And then they'll go, I don't want to talk. And then at some point, then they'll start talking because there's nothing else to do. And you've got a little nature between you so people feel more comfortable. You're removing them from their, I don't know. This could be totally wrong.
No, I think that's good. We saw it last night. We went out to dinner and they had just done a binge day of screens. Dave was working real hard. We were doing podcast stuff all day and college stuff for you. And then, nobody was enforcing any sort of rules. And it was like they were zombies, huh? They like wouldn't talk. They were so grumpy.
But it's not your fault. It's not the end of the world if that happens. Because I get it. I see how it is. And you would just be spending your whole day monitoring them.
Yeah.
And going, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then you're walking around policing everyone. So maybe it's fine if they have but maybe to just implement a little more nature time.
Yeah.
For a longer stretch.
Okay.
How do you feel like when they go to the beach for 4 hours?
I love it.
Do they become a different?
Yes. Yeah. All of this is 100% makes sense. It's also getting the buy-in of your partner when they have 2 precious days of hanging out, relaxing, to take half of one of those days and be like, okay, we're going to go do this big thing. Because, Dave works so hard and he comes home and he wants to just sit and chill and watch sports.
Also get.
Yeah. So that part's hard. But right, I think if we put it on the calendar and make it a thing and we sit down and talk about it and this is our new plan, then that would be great.
Well, what if you did dinners 2 nights a week that are no screen, sit down dinners at home and everyone goes around like you had said and does some kind of sharing.
Mm-hmm.
But
we can do that almost every night.
Yeah.
Except for the soccer nights, I guess. But
sometimes it's good to not have everything so regimented that maybe it is nice to have. But maybe if you do like Wednesday and Friday or the sit down dinner nights where everybody talks about, I don't know if this works. But the thing is, you would have to want to do it enough and keep it consistent. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise it just falls off.
I know. Yeah.
And sometimes if you're tired or you want to do podcasting or whatever, and then it becomes a thing that's not regimented.
Can you stay with me and help with this? It's been so nice because you are that extra set of hands that you can be like, oh, I'll help you cook. No, I'm just kidding. I know you have your own life. But it is also a lot when it's kind of the one partner doing most of the stuff.
Yeah.
So
well, you've got the working man and you're doing everything else. I get it. It's very exhausting. And it was weird adjusting to it in the beginning. It took like a week to go, wow, you can't sit for a chunk of time without getting interrupted a lot. It just was different. Yeah. I'm so used to just my own everything time. But
this is
people just walk in and they ask questions and they walk out and they come in and you're like, how can you just sit and
You can't get anything done for any solid time unless you make a rule and put a sign on the door and then hole yourself away. And then you feel guilty because you're ignoring your kids.
Yeah.
This is the argument I always have.
You're doing it a little bit. Like today, everyone's kind of, it's hard. And who knows what they're doing. You hope they're doing schoolwork, but 2 of the boys are upstairs with their doors closed. They could be watching reruns of Hams and Gams, the old 50s show. You never know.
Don Knotts makes an appearance. It's good stuff.
The Ghost of Mr. Chicken. They could both be watching that instead of doing their math. Come on, guys. Anyone goes to Mr. Chicken? Anyone?
So, okay. I like that. That makes sense. So what other social emotional
what makes
things?
sense? What would you do?
Doing the connected family dinners, the connected hikes, taking away the screens.
Okay, but that's a general. So how you right now can be accountable to what you would really actually do.
I think it would come from the top. Dave and I would sit down and go, okay, let's make some rules. And we do this occasionally and then it falls apart. But like really picking, you can only do free screen time from 3 to 5. That's it, and then lock them up. I don't know a good way to get them all.
Why don't you try it for, instead of making it every day, all day, you could do it just try it out for a couple days a week or something.
Yeah.
So you're not all of a sudden shifting into this crazy new way.
Yeah.
And then you could see how it works for you too.
Okay. I like that.
Pick a Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean, parents out there, you guys call in, write in, whatever. Tell us about your kids and screens, because I don't know. I think we're all in the same boat together, and we're just like, no rules during quarantine. It feels like a lot of people are doing that. But maybe people are more regimented. Tell me what you guys do. I need some tips with all this.
Well, you had a friend the other night that said that his kid was doing like more biking and stuff like that. So would you...
Well, that was implemented a long time ago. They made him trade in his Xbox. He had a choice. He could get a new puppy that he really wanted, or he could keep his Xbox. But if he got the puppy, he had to give away the Xbox. And so he made that choice. So without that, he wasn't as into video games, because that's where all of it lied for him. But that's not the same in our house, because we have Toby, who can do, Grand Theft Auto on his computer, and then they both have phones. So I think this kid, he's always just been a little more adventurous, and he likes outdoor stuff. So he's not been.
So you've got more of an introverted young one.
Yeah,
Toby's
and they're
more...
tubers. I swear it's genetic. This whole family. I love TV and movies. Dave does too, and the kids. We can all just sit and marathon TV and movies. Well, although Charlotte gets up and bounces around, but anyway. Yeah.
It's not bad. Where do you see the imbalance?
When they turn into zombies, when I can't get them to interact. So I think but the best thing to do, I've realized, is to set time limits and say, okay, here are the rules. 5:00, everybody shuts everything down. And they respond, and they do. Okay. But, right. To leave them at home and go do outings, I like that idea.
Okay.
Hike Torrey Pines. We can go up to Potato Chip Rock. We can go fishing, biking. Yeah, I need to get a bike. Okay.
Just start small because, for you, can I go into you?
Yes.
Okay. I've seen you start a bunch of things where I get it. You're creative and you have a lot of ideas and they're good ideas. But I think you got to piecemeal it and take it off in small chunks and prioritize. So if you're going to do that, like we're going to hike Torrey Pines and we're going to do this, I could already see it. But maybe just pick your 1 day a week for now, and then it could turn into 2 days. Or just, how about 2 days and 7 days? You will take...
on day 2 and day 7?
Something like that.
Okay.
Or if it's even 1 week, but just start by we're going to do a 4-hour committed family time out. Okay. Once a week.
Okay. Yeah.
And then see if you could do that and stick to it.
All right.
And that'll be it. And also, instead of just ding-donging around, you're also going to make an effort, the parents, to ask them more questions about stuff. Yeah. Like, so how do you feel about school? What's going on? Right. They'll probably not tell you a whole lot, but maybe they will.
Yeah, maybe picking a theme. And because we don't go to church, we don't have the big sit-down lesson kind of thing in our family. And we just rely on spur of the moment times to do that. But maybe it needs to be a little more scheduled to have planned talks and themes and lessons. You think?
Well, yeah.
Or just take it deeper.
Maybe take it deeper if you're going to take a 4-hour day to go do something. Make sure there's talk time somewhere in there or something. Yeah. Okay. Does that sound crazy? You have a 14, 15 almost. 15. Sorry. 15, 14, and 9.
Almost 14 and almost 10. Yeah.
Have they ever, if you give them more time and more connective space, do they talk to you about stuff that's deeper?
I think we're just such a jokey family, and we all tease each other, and it's all jokes, and silly everything. I don't know how much it comes up, but yeah, sometimes. It's more one-on-one, though. If I'm driving Toby somewhere and we have a chunk of time, things will come up, like, where do you think we go when we die? Or those kind of things. And same with Charlotte. Although Charlotte likes the theme things around the dinner table. Like, okay, let's go around and everybody says their favorite ride at Disneyland. Or where do you want to travel next?
That's like me.
Yeah, all the little conversation starters. Those are fun. But I think the real deep stuff is going to be one-on-one conversations. Because then the boys start teasing each other. If I were to take both boys right now and try to do a birds and the bees talk with both of them.
They would just never, because they embarrass in front of each other. Okay, well, maybe then on your family times, it's more of like general questions and kind of whatever. Like we did at Toby's birthday of asking like whatever, what you're going to do when you grow up. Yeah. I don't know. Just at some place in your life, have an area where they could talk about their feelings. Yeah. However you can do that, I think. If they have a safe space.
Should we have official family meetings? Do you think that's a good thing?
For what?
For this kind of stuff. Like, okay, every Sunday we're going to sit down at 10 o'clock and have a family meeting. And it's just known that, all right, it's a little more serious. We're going to talk about a little more of the real feelings here. Do you think that's a good idea?
I don't think you guys would stick to it.
I wonder. I know. I don't know.
I don't know if it's
we
as
would.
important to you to do that. Is it
Um,
likely? You guys would have to want to.
Yeah. I guess if we see things falling apart or something. I don't know. I mean, we could try. But like you said, bite things off
Maybe
in
feelings
small
are
pieces.
overrated. Maybe.
No. They're great. No, it's good. I like that too. And especially for boys. I think they need to be able to emote and feel safe, like you said. And
I just don't know where they put anything if they have no one to talk to about it. I mean, they're not going to call a friend at this age, so I don't know.
right.
Anyway, okay.
Hey y'all, hey. It's your girl Tamara Dawn, host of Tamara Till the Break of Dawn podcast. Now join me every Thursday on your favorite podcast platform and hop on my train of thought as I talk about the foolishness I'm going through and the ways I'm trying to grow. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tamara_the_Dawn. Now every other letter is an A in Tamara, but make sure y'all check me out every Thursday on your favorite podcast platform.
Thank you
Carla, Jody, and Alexander.
for subscribing to Patreon. You are a Patreon dream. Come get your mouse and wings. For dirty words and naughty bits and things that aren't PG. Get the naked, long, uncut mouse and wings. At patreon.com/mouse and wings.
Do we have another one?
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about nutrition, food, kids, I guess household. What do you see that I could do different running the house? Kind of just messes or chores or...
I think the kids could do a little more
Yeah.
work and cleaning up. I just see you always, and I get it because you have to stay on top of them, and that can become exhausting. But like the dishes sat with the dishwasher open for like 2 days when the kids are supposed to unload it.
Yeah.
But it was like, boys, come do the dishes, and then it would just sit.
Yeah.
But sometimes you would be accountable for it. Like, right now, get down here. I'm taking away your phones.
Yeah.
And
It
they
always
will
has to turn
only-
into a threat and anger and raised voices, though, which I hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or you could change that. I mean, it takes you going up there and going, hey, do you want to come to unload the dishes? Because if you don't, I'm going to take your phone because there's a consequence for when you don't do something.
Yeah. Which I do. But most times I just yell upstairs because I'm in the middle of something else. But yeah.
I mean,
but I can do it real calmly. Like, okay, if you're not down
Yeah,
here in
and I've
5
seen you
minutes,
do that.
I'll take your phone.
it's
Thank
just a proximity thing.
you. Yeah.
They have a big house, folks. It takes a while to get upstairs.
We text
to get
each
them out
other
of the-
from downstairs to upstairs or call. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
I mean,
enforce the chores more. We have that chore chart, and then they get paid every Sunday $10 for allowance, and that's more for Toby. And that one's set up automatically to go into his little green light credit card, which is the parent-controlled credit card to practice.
no, is he doing what he's supposed to be doing to get that money?
Well, picking up the dog poop
Which was not picked up
I
all the down
know.
area, and it's very
I know.
half-ass, and you have to get on them all the time.
I know.
Sorry, guys, if you ever listen to this, I think you need to pick up more doo-doo.
Yeah, I know. We're disappointed in your doo-doo pokes.
Yeah.
Well, it has to happen before Monday, before the gardeners all come. So that is kind of that keeps us accountable for that. But they let it pile up all
And there's
week.
a ton of it down there. Like, they don't go down to the
I made Elliot this morning.
putting green. What do you
I
call
know.
that area?
I know. I used to call it the golf course, and that sounded really pretentious. So, yeah, it's the putting green. It's just so stupid.
It's just,
It's what we got. Okay, so chores. What about messes and like how I do things? Do you think I start like I don't know. I criticize myself because I'll do, I got to put away these groceries. And then I get caught up doing something in the laundry room. And then, so I never finish one thing. I'm always doing a big circle. And I do a little bit as I move around. Have you noticed that? Am I too distracted and I need to focus more on?
Yes.
Yes. I knew you were going to say this.
Okay. I also relate to this. It could be that we both have a gene or whatever, or it's human nature. But I have come to find that, at least for myself, prioritizing and then knocking that one thing out. For me, I've had to do it with everything, though, where I try to minimize. I have a small set of silverware. I have a small set of dishes. Everything's just minimized, and also with things to do. So what's the priority? I mean, in the time that I've been here is what my sister would like to accomplish. First, it was very emphatic about starting a network. And we're going to get lots of podcasters, and she's going to create the next network on AM radio. Can I give away this idea or no?
I mean, sure. What I want to do, really, though, is to get like-minded podcasts together, because we're networked with a ton of podcasts, which is great and wonderful, but a lot of them are like true crime, and we're not true crime, so it kind of doesn't make sense to, like, I don't know, we should probably share audiences. So I want to find podcasts that have the same audience, first of all. And then I thought, what about all those Dr. Laura listeners that got dumped? Where do they go? All these AM ladies who are listening to Dr. Laura, who do they listen to now?
Okay.
And there's not a lot of options. So then I thought maybe we could go on the radio, the AM radio.
Okay.
And get our little
network.
network.
But the way that she's saying it mellow right now was not the way that she said it right when I woke up.
I have
Julianne,
the idea.
We have to start this idea. We have to don't you agree? We need to get these people, and we got to do this.
These things come to me in my dreams, and they're very strong first thing in the morning, like 5 in the morning.
Okay, so what drives me a little nuts, only because I've had a whole past, is that it's the talk about it, and then I go, okay, well, what if you really want to do this, then what are the steps you're going to take? And then, but it's not you, it's that I've worked with a million creative people that are like, we got to have a movie with Brad Pitt and this one, and then we're going to do this.
Brad, did you hear that? We're
going to
have a movie with you.
and then I go, okay, well, do you guys have an idea for the script? And they go, well, let's just go have some martini lunches with a million people and talking about. And you go, okay, what's the idea and who's going to sit down and work on it? And that's when you lose most people. So
I get it.
Same thing with you. What would you like? Do you really want to do this? And then,
well, then I did the research, right? So it was a lot of talk, and I was excited. Okay. I was trying to get you on board with my exciting idea.
And that's the other thing. You keep trying to get me on board with your 20 million ideas. That was one idea.
I know.
Do you want to finish your thought or no?
What were my other ones?
You had that idea. That was on Monday of 3 weeks ago. That was the number one priority in life was this AM station. And I said, okay, well, then if you really want to do it, I said, first of all, I have to do other stuff, but you can start researching how you get a hold of someone who knows about radio.
And then I
think that lasted 2 hours.
Well, yeah. Then I found out you have to buy all this equipment and actually build a radio tower, and that wasn't very feasible.
Okay. So that wasn't feasible. And then
FCC got involved, and it was a whole research rabbit hole.
And then your next idea was to create a whole new podcast, which was, what was that?
My garden thing.
It was something else. It was a whole other idea. And you were like, Julianne, we have to do this. We just need to create a new podcast.
Then I went to the Podfest conference online, and I got all these great ideas and books and blogs.
Oh, yes, books. That's what it was. So now it was writing a book.
It's like being a whole brand. And like, we have so many stories. Let's put them all together as books. And it can all support each other. It can all swirl around.
Which is another good idea. And I said, okay, so what?
Because you like writing, and we have our movies, and we have our screenplays, and
oh yes, that was another one. By the way, there was a movie for a while
it's
here that we were going to
happen.
write a fiction movie, and then there was the podcast idea of taking each of these podcast stories or extrapolating and creating a book.
Audio dramas.
Okay. But this all happened in the course of a couple of weeks.
I get excited.
I know, and it's great. And I love that excitement.
And we were going to build a studio in Dave's new building.
There was a studio being built, and then that was it, an audio engineer. She was going to become an audio engineer to then be able
I
to
was
rent
just
out space to
looking-
podcasters.
I was just looking at what it takes to get a degree, and
Oh.
there's a local school.
Do you see how you lost me?
I'm a dreamer.
She's a
what can
dream-
I say?
But what happened to now all those ideas? I'm sure they're still in there, but then...
Well, yeah, but then you bring it back down and you go, okay, what could we really do? And I really do like the network idea, and I really do like the books idea.
Okay.
And blogging, redoing our website, just,
Okay. I
taking
mean,
it
it all is in the
seriously.
same category,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think it's wonderful.
Okay. But
Well,
get my head out of the
cr-
clouds.
I guess it's
make
when
a
you...
list and make it attainable.
Yeah, and choose which one to start first and follow it through.
Okay.
Because, my friend Scott Barron, who we know and love maybe on this show. I don't know if we've interviewed him, but
Yep,
we
he
have not.
won one of the haiku
Okay.
prizes.
So he actually sat down and spent probably 2 years marketing his sci-fi novels on Amazon, and but he sat down and did the work. I would call and he wouldn't talk on the phone for 8 hours a day. He sat down and he wrote. He did the marketing research himself. He advertised himself, and
He hired an artist.
and hired an editor, and yes, and now he's making a lot of money
That's great.
every month
Yeah.
off selling his stuff. So
Yeah.
that's what I see. The people who usually are just, it's the work and the amount of time they spend
Yeah.
on, usually it's one idea, but I can't say that
Now,
for
does
everybody.
Scott have 3 kids and drives a soccer carpool and is in charge of
No.
the food and all this? So
But that's the other thing. No, but that's,
so frustrating.
I
want
know.
to do all these things.
but I'm just saying that even more so, I would write a list and to start with what you can accomplish in smaller chunks. Do you feel overwhelmed?
blogger. That's all I can do.
No, I know. It's out there. I could do it. It's just right.
But it's hard
chunking
also
it
if
up.
you're trying to get other people behind it. Like me, I'll just use me because I'm the only one that experienced it. I'm like, what are we excited about today? Because I didn't know, like, we got to do this. And you got to, what can't you just move
know what?
down here, quit your job? We're doing this.
I think it's been, I've not had you right next to me for years, right? We've been doing this remotely, and then you've been working on these crazy film jobs, and I only get you for like 2 hours at night when you're exhausted, so I can never present projects to you. So now I'm finally like, let's do something.
But I was the person who was doing this to you before.
Yeah.
For years. I mean,
Yeah.
my enthusiasm is what you have now for, and now that my soul is dead and I can only do one thing.
Yeah, she would tell me, just move to LA and we can like do this thing together. And
I
you
know.
could be. I go, I have kids. When Charlotte hits kindergarten and I have from 9 to 3 available, I can do more things.
Which
And-
never happened,
Well,
and we didn't
kinda.
write our
She's
thing.
in 3rd
I
grade
wanted
now.
to write a
Oh, I'm
TV
good.
show, and we had everything lined up.
I know, connections, people, the whole thing. It can still happen. I'm
I
here.
know, but I'm burnt out now. Now I want to leave LA and become a goat farmer. See, it's all timing
Oh,
too.
God.
No, I like ideas, but I also would choose one and keep it simple.
Yeah. Well,
For
we
me.
have our documentary idea. That's still
Also,
gonna happen.
some brains are better multitasking with many things, so maybe that works for you.
I am a good kind of,
All over the
fingers
place.
in a lot of buckets and try to bring people together doing all those
So
things.
I will give you the great, like this podcast, I would have probably given up on it in the 3rd week. And
Really?
you took it for 3
No
years.
pod fade over here.
Yeah, it's because this
No
one.
mouse
so
pod fade.
That's why I'll give you great credit for following through with things.
Thank you.
But maybe I see it as crazy and you don't.
I am a little manic right now. I'm in a manic phase because I'm excited about everything. I feel like I finally understand how everything works. So I
Really?
want to do it all. Yeah.
Good.
Kind of. Anyway, all right. So make attainable goals with my career-y stuff and stop
Yeah.
shooting off.
You could
at the
think
mouth.
big, but then like how do you implement it? Maybe
Bring it
come
down.
up with lists. Mm-hmm. And I was told this by a great theatrical playwright. I can't remember who it was, but they were great. And it was like, don't ever write small, but write big, and then you can always come up with a smaller idea to make that look bigger or whatever. But you don't ever want to write it in a way where you're thinking of budget, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Did I just go in my armpit? Sorry.
Go blockbuster here. No, but I noticed your chub towel has moved. Not chub, sorry, gam towel.
Excuse me. My pressed ham towel. Okay. And I would become a vegetarian family and don't eat as much meat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
back to the food.
Put more plant or pea protein in your life.
Pea protein?
I just would need junky meat.
Yeah.
And if you're going to eat meat, I would buy all organic, like good,
Grass-fed,
nice
yeah.
stuff that doesn't damage the earth and the world.
Yep.
And my snooty self would say downsize your car to put out less emissions. And guess what I'm going to say?
What?
Gas-powered leaf blowers. I would fire those people in a second.
And the leaf blowers, she hates.
It's crazy.
Leaf blowers.
They were here for 4 hours. They came last week and were here for 4 hours. They're blowing 2 twigs that have dropped since last week for
we have
4
a lot
hours.
of leaves. Did you see the big pile?
Do you know the noise pollution that creates
I know.
and the gas emissions and the terrible stuff for the ozone? Our climate is being destroyed, ladies and gentlemen. Have you noticed? Climate, we're not going to have an earth anymore.
But you had the model thing happen in LA where they banned leaf blowers, yet no one enforces it.
Nobody enforces it.
So they're still blowing leaves.
Nobody,
all over.
ever. And I would love to go write everyone a ticket myself.
Mm.
And it's not the people.
I have an idea. Let's start a company where we write tickets
Fake
for leaf
tickets?
blowers.
Yeah. Good.
See?
Or we just scare them. We're like
Dreaming.
vigilante leaf blower people. Or just like, we'll be like vigilantes, really, like Tomb Raiders, but with super soakers.
Ooh.
But it's not their fault. It's the people who hire them, sister.
I know. All right.
Okay.
So we have to lay down the law. We'll be
Why
the first
can't
in
they-
they'll be here for 8 hours with a little rake then.
Fine.
Really?
Yes.
We have to pay for those hours.
Who cares? You guys
Really?
have money.
No, we
have
don't
them take
that
a
much. We have
broom.
3
and-
kids we have to send through college.
Oh, God. Are you kidding me? How much
No.
are you paying them right now?
It's a lot. It's a lot. We pay those landscapers a
Great.
lot.
Take 2 away. Ask 1 to do a little broom. I've seen that. There's nothing
Okay.
there.
All right. All right.
They're just blowing garbage into somebody else's yard anyway.
This is true.
Okay.
It does blow around.
Yes, there's no
All
point.
right. All right. Leaf blowers. Jeez, she
She's
gets
not
so
gonna do it
fired up.
because it's
she's
the stuff-
spritzing over here.
It's the stuff.
She's spitting. She tooted. She's really fired
It
up.
really is crazy because you can hear it all the way down. 20 or 30
I know,
houses
but you
are
have
listening to
super
that.
bionic Wonder Woman ears that picks it up because to me it's just background noise. I'm just like, it's like
You know
the
why?
freeway being near your house or the airplanes going over. I don't even notice
It's so
it.
much peace here except for that. And it happens every day there's a house. It's like LA.
You got to lower your expectations. It's not that peaceful here.
Oh,
Sorry.
Okay.
All right. So last subject of our talk here, self. No, and relationship.
Oh, okay.
No, you
guys?
kind of did self. Yeah, more relationship stuff. Yeah, couples.
Well, because I'm
You do.
here, I don't know what you guys would be like if I weren't here, because you'd probably be spending more time together, since we're spending more time doing podcasts and whatnot. So with you guys, would you spend more time together if I weren't here?
Yeah, but sometimes I do sit down while he's watching sports after work, and I'll do podcast stuff. And
Does it ever feel like it's disconnected, or does it feel fine to you?
When it does start to feel disconnected, I try to reconnect it. But sometimes he'll complain, like, well, you don't even care. You were just over there doing your thing. So, yeah. And I do wonder if we're not modeling a great relationship sometimes, if we're both off doing our own thing.
Well, I don't see you guys fighting a lot. Would you fight more if I weren't here?
No, that's how we are. We're pretty mellow.
You seem to kiss. You'll do little kisses here and there. And
We do kiss here and there. It does
you do
happen.
hugs. And you kiss each other goodbye and you say, I love you. I don't see any like real fights. Mm-hmm. The only thing I don't like is when people put each other down.
There's
And
a lot of
especially-
teasing in this house.
There's a lot of teasing. I think it's a fine line. Kids pick up on that. And so they start to be like, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
You're
This is
stupid.
this is my thing. Dave loves to make fun of me because I am a nerd. I can't help it. I'm a nerdy, dorky kind of mom lady. I do cringy things, whatever. I'm the dad joke of the mom world. And Dave calls me out on it left and right because he's so fancy with his humor. And then the boys, especially the teenage boys, are like, oh, okay, so that's what we do. So then when he goes off to work and I'm trying to lay down the law,
Like, yeah, mom.
whatever, mom, it's the respect part of it that's
Yeah.
tough.
So I think that, but I mean, I get it. It's done. Okay. When we were 4 years old, when I was 4, there was a tape of me and Dad. Do you know this one?
I don't know.
He was like, my mom, he was taping us. He would take a cassette tape. And then I just heard it very clearly there that my mom had dropped dishes in the background. She was doing dishes and my dad was recording with me. And then he goes, "Hey, Turkey, quiet in the kitchen. You're ruining our recording." And I was like, "Yeah, quiet in the kitchen, Turkey." Right, Papa?
Right, Papa? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't understand the subtlety of whatever, you're just going, "Yeah, you're stupid," right?
Yeah.
And
like,
then-
we're on the team against that person.
Yeah, and I think that was sort of sad to hear that, and then I wonder how that does affect you. If you're like, I'm teaming up with this guy, and we're against that person.
Team mom, team dad.
Yeah.
I know. We used to be so good about that. We even went to a seminar about, being on the same team and always having a united front. But it's tough because he is much more loose with the boys and like lets them kind of watch stuff I wouldn't maybe let them watch. So we're having a little difference.
Like Beastmaster? What was that?
Yeah, I know. These movies.
That's fun.
So we're having a difference of opinion in parenting, and instead of like, "Can I talk to you over here behind the door?" and going off and talking about it, things just kind of happen in the moment because it feels so rushed. I think every day all these free moments feel rushed because we're busy with school starting now. I don't know. I'm making excuses for it. There really is no excuse because we do need to get back on the same page and make that more of a thing. So do you think that's just sitting down and talking as a couple and like recommitting to that?
Well, it's
or do you
weird
think
to
it's
say
like
because it's
counseling.
No, I mean, I don't know. I can't make that. But one time I remember being like, I don't like that, that thing was said and and you were like, "Well, I like it. That's just our sense of humor."
Oh.
So
you were more sensitive to it than I was, maybe?
yeah, I was like, I wouldn't want someone to talk to me that way and I wouldn't want to say that. And then you were like,
Well, there are moments, I have to admit. I mean, yeah. And it depends on my mood, too. Some days everything rolls off my back, but other days I'm like, you know what? Enough, and all.
I remember those days. It's called PMS, ladies and gentlemen. She's got it. And it just happened. And I was like, you are so...
I'm pretty mellow,
not
but I get
notice.
Snippy.
Yeah.
Like for
I
a
was
day.
like, I go, "Do you have a little PMS right now?" And you're like, "I don't think so, but I'm not as aware as you." No, you didn't say it like that. But you were sniffy, and I was like, "Ooh."
And it was.
I could tell. Yeah. And then 2 days later, you're
Interesting.
like, "I had my..." We don't need to talk about this, really. Does anyone else want to? Anyway. But
I know.
you did say that you're not self-aware. Like, you go, "I don't notice that kind of stuff."
I don't. Yeah.
How do you not notice? It's so interesting.
I don't know. I think I'm too busy to notice. I'm like jamming around all the time.
And that's what you said. In your snippy moment, you're like, I'm not body aware like you are. I'm just
Sorry.
busy. I was like, "Wow, excuse
Jeez.
me."
Oh, that was mean. I'm sorry.
So, ladies and gentlemen, she gets
that
PMS.
was old Aunt Flo talking.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. So we're okay. We don't need a counselor from what you see.
Yeah, I mean, if I would maybe just be aware of how you talk to each other in front of the kids because they're going to model it. So
Yeah.
whatever you don't want them to model,
Yeah.
think about it. And
Yeah.
if you like it and it's fine.
Have you noticed that? I'm just gonna have a couple pet peeves here. Dave and his road ragey driving. Have you noticed that? Like how he
I haven't
drives and gets all mad.
Been with them driving,
Oh,
really,
okay.
on this trip.
Way to
Really?
dodge that one. But
Well-
I worry about that because the boys are going to be drivers soon, and every left and right is, "Oh, that guy over there," and he zooms around him. And
I'm like that too.
yeah, right. I forget you share this brain a little bit. Anyway, all right, that's just me ranting.
You do drive slow and you don't get the green lights. It drives me crazy.
I do get the green lights.
She'll just roll, and I'm going, "You got to get the green."
What's the hurry? We're out for a little strolly drive. There's no deadline. It's a Sunday. We can
If
get
you're
to the
almost
store.
to the place, it drives me crazy. When you're not, you're just like, if you just punched it a little, you get through to the other side.
I do
But you'll
when
just
it's right there,
roll,
but
it'll turn yellow, and you stop.
you
And
don't
then we
want to
sit there for 5
accelerate
minutes.
into a yellow. I learned this. Mick Turnell
No, you
want
want to get yellow means go faster, faster through
No,
it.
it
Yes, it
doesn't.
does.
Slow down.
No,
Yellow slow.
Does not.
People write in. Does yellow light mean go faster or go slow?
It
What
means
do you
go
do?
faster to me. All right, let's go.
All right.
So I think you guys are perfect.
yeah. Okay.
Yourself, I would
self-care. This was my last area.
see. I feel like I can one-on-one. I hate to think about. I don't like to give advice on the whole big picture because it's one person's opinion.
But I think you have a great opinion. I like your life. And I think you're very aware and woke, and you have...
It's because I have so much time.
and you've, like, read a ton, and you've talked to a ton of people, so it's good. All right, so lay it on me. What is it? Self-care, self stuff.
Well, I do not see you do any, like, meditation or break or anything that just is reflective.
I know. Yeah, that's hard for me. I try at night. That's when I'm trying to fall asleep. I think about that stuff. And
That's
then
good.
I usually fall asleep. That's what I do. That's
Well,
my
I
time.
mean, you don't get depressed, right?
I don't think so. Don't yawn.
Look at that.
Oh, no. Wait, low battery. Is it still clicking? Yeah. I don't feel like I get depressed. I mean, I might have a low day here and there, but it's nothing major.
Yeah, you don't get, I mean, maybe it's overrated to, if you feel like, let me ask you that.
Okay.
What do you feel you need to do that's more caring to yourself that you might be not doing?
I could be better on beauty stuff, so I'd feel better about myself, I think. Like exercising more. I hurt my foot, and it's been hard to run around and stay active that way. So I'm excited it's finally healed, and we went running this morning, and it felt okay. But taking care of, like, exercise, I want to get back into a regiment with that. Is that how you say it? Regiment. Okay.
Regime.
I know. I'm like, Trump is on my head, in my brain.
Yes.
Help. I'm not sleeping a lot. That is one thing I need to fix. My insomnia. I wake up at 3 or 4 every morning. And with
always
anxiety,
panic.
it's like I have these dreams.
It's telling you something.
Okay.
Sorry.
How do you fix your dreams, though? It's like the bad dreams that wake me up.
All right, but what do you think why do you think that is?
I
Do you
guess
think it has
anxiety, but I don't... Okay, so maybe you're saying I'm not conscious of it during the day. I need to take mindful moments and stop. How am I feeling? And fix it.
Excuse, look at that, little cocky. Did you see that?
I don't know how to meditate. No, I'm not. Okay, what do I do? What are you saying I need to do?
So if you're waking up, here's my guess, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
My theory is that if you're waking up in the middle of the night with anxiety, and I know what it is, it's usually about your kids.
Yes.
That you haven't done enough for them or spent enough time with them, or...
A whole day went by and I forgot to check in with them about so many things, and then go ahead.
So how would you solve that? Because you could, I'll ask you what would work for you. Would you wake up in the morning and say, higher power or something? My theory is that if you get it outside of your control, everything is controlled. So if you can go, like, whatever your concept of something outside of yourself, if it's nature, if it's something else, just say, what can I do? Is it what would you like to, what do you feel you're lacking for real? Is it the care to go, I abuse myself too much, I need to let go of my constant self-abuse that I'm not doing good enough? Is it perfectionism that you need to battle?
Yeah, probably.
So do you really feel like you are doing enough?
No, I think I need to be more present with my kids. You know what? All the time I'm doing podcasting, as much as I love it, I do feel guilty that I'm not the full-time mom anymore that I always was up until 3 years ago. So finding that balance of working and being a mom is really hard for me. That's what really makes me feel guilty. So I think that's what's coming out subconsciously. So maybe just having those little 5-minute moments during the day where you sit down and really connect with the kid and talk and help them with their homework and have that small moment that would get into my brain as being like, okay, good, box checked, we've connected.
So maybe...
I wonder. And then I like the thing about the higher power and control. Always kind of letting things go to, look, you can't control everything. Things are out of control, but someone out there's got a plan. The universe, God, whatever you want to call it.
Well, if it's constant perfectionism and you're stressed and you are doing enough, I think a lot of moms feel that way. Mm-hmm. Then it is about, your world is just all about you controlling it and wanting it to be perfect. Mm-hmm. So you could say, it's perfectly imperfect and I give it up for some help. But I think maybe there's if you were to consciously connect to that idea every morning when you wake up or something.
Okay.
To then be able to say, like, take a breath and say, I'm doing fine.
Mm-hmm. I do the grateful thing every morning.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
I lay there before I wake up and list out all the great things in life and
So you
how things
do.
are going well.
That's a good way to stave off
Doesn't
depression.
change me waking up at 3 a.m, though, so that's the one.
So
I
what are you
wanna
doing
fix.
when you go to sleep that might alleviate you from waking up?
Well, I'm switching from playing on my phone to reading, which is still on my phone, but I changed the light to be black, so I'm hoping that I'm not activating all my...
Here's what I do before bed.
Okay.
Do you want to hear what I
Yes.
do every night?
Yes, we're Freaky Friday. What would you do? Yes.
Okay. It's just helped me that every night I will write down
Every
3
night?
things. Yeah, I do it every night.
Wow.
I write down 3 things that I did that I am happy with, like 3 things that I did that I'm pleased with during the
Okay.
day. So I did a 5-minute meditation in the morning, and I, had a nice talk with my son. His name's Bill. I haven't told you about him. No, but
You're me.
Yes.
That's the sun. Got
Yes.
it.
And I spent a minute and I smelled the flowers. And then one thing I could do better. And that's what I do every night. So I'll say I could exercise more.
Okay.
And that happens every night before bed.
So 3 good, 1 bad?
Well, that's for me specifically because I have a tendency to abuse myself for not doing enough also. But this could be for you too.
I think most everybody does, probably,
Okay,
right?
so why don't you do the same thing?
Okay.
If you can, and you can even email it to me or someone else to be accountable for
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
yeah, I do that.
Oh, I'm learning so much.
So 3 things that you're proud of, because a lot of times if you're self-abusive, then or you think you haven't done enough, you will never acknowledge the good things that you've done in the day.
Okay.
You did talk to your daughter. You did sit down with so-and-so or whatever.
Okay.
Get it?
Good. I like it.
So
Wings.
morning and night. Okay, we've done it. Are we done?
Okay, I guess so.
Well, look at what time it is.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's great, though. Those are very tangible things. All right. I'm going to type all these up, put them in our show notes, make this available for you guys, too. And maybe we'll write our first blog article about it
Yes.
and get it out
This
there.
is tangible.
I would love to hear from people out there, right? Wouldn't you? I want to hear what other folks are struggling with or doing well with, or if we're alone, or if anyone's feeling the same way we are. And by we, I mean me, because you've got it together. No, who does? Nobody does.
Today I
It's
was
all good.
getting snooty, but also in the moment when you're feeling a little bit snoot-filled, I went back in the back bedroom and I just had to sit for a minute and just breathe. I don't know if it helped, though. Sometimes
Yeah, sometimes the
you have to
mood
run around the block.
takes over. Right, yeah. There's the exercise thing. Get those endorphins going. Here we are. All right, well, you can find us, everybody, at mouseandweens.com. That's the main hub. And from there, all the social media, everything is at Mouse and Weens. Spell it all out. We have a Patreon. Thank you so much to our patrons. Currently, we have a new patron, Carla. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you.
We're so happy
She's
you're
so
there. I know. And my support team is deep. So we love
And we have
everybody.
Jody and Benjamin.
Benjamin. Alexander.
Oh, I thought we had a Benjamin also and Alexander.
Is there a Benjamin? I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think you're mixing up your presidents. I think it's her.
Oh, Alexander Hamilton
founders.
or Benjamin Franklin.
Franklin something.
I thought we had a Benjamin.
She finally watched
because-
Hamilton, folks. It was good.
Well, you know what I think about that?
Oh no, Julianne!
Sorry.
she just flashed. God,
I think
we go so far. We're cleaning up
Okay,
our
I'm
act and then
sorry.
we fall back in the gutter. Anyway, thank you, patrons. So they are getting these episodes commercial free for a mere $5 a month. They get a swag bag and they get the shout outs, and we will help promote if they have any small businesses. We'll pop in commercials here and there. They get their own special song. They get their own special phone call. So there's lots of connections, and we hope that you guys think about going to patreon.com/mouseandweens also. Anything else? We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. I don't know.
TikTok.
Yeah, well, we have a couple of videos, but we're going to start going over there. We're going to try it out as a new
Are we?
little channel. Yeah, why not? I went to
be
this
by yourself
conference.
on
I have
that
all
one.
these ideas. All right. All right. Thank you, folks. We love you and hope you're doing well. Bye.
If you've got too many things weighing you down, let go. Get in the groove. And give it 1, 2, 3. Feel it right down your spine. And smooth mother down and laugh on the ground and groove mother soul and fill in the holes, get down. And smooth mother down and laugh on the ground and groove mother soul and fill in the holes, get down.